Hi all, it's me, Rebel Glam, with another episode of today's piece. I'm sorry I took a bit long with this one. I'm gonna get organized soon, but I've got a lot going on because I've been trying to help my husband get his new set of classes sorted out. That said, I've been doing the class. It just started. This is the first week, and I plan to go really hardcore on this one. I've had my body for a while. I'm happy with it. I lost some weight, gained some weight, and my daughter's 5, so in the last 6 years, I've had 2 kids. So, there's a lot of different things that goes on with a woman's body, and I'm not upset with myself, but I think it's time finally. My son's going to be starting school soon, to push myself a little further and do something that's a little bit difficult. Right now, I'm on a cleanse. It's a week long, and it's difficult because as a chef, I don't think there's many people that love food more than chefs, generally speaking. And there's a lot of things, obviously, on a cleanse that you cannot eat just because you're trying to free up your body, cleanse it of the toxins that might be there, get rid of some inflammation and whatnot. And, I would say definitely I feel as though the cleanse is working. I'm feeling, fresher, but I'm also feeling tired because I'm not eating that much and because I don't have that much calories. But today I did an hour workout, and after the workout I felt great, and I'm really excited to be doing these 8 weeks. So I'm hoping to transform a bit in these 8 weeks. I want to do the class very seriously, as though I'm paying to do it, and I'll keep you posted. Um, Tonight I want to vlog on a couple things. The first thing I want to talk about is courageous, being courageous and being unforgiving. Now we have this idea, first of all, about humility, which I think is really important. It is important to be humble, to not think you know everything, and to be willing to have an open mind, and to have respect for a higher power, for others who might know more than we do and whatnot. However, then here comes confidence, and it's almost as though, you know, we are supposed to be confident but humble at the same time. We're supposed to believe in ourselves but not take away from the belief in others, or belittle the belief in the creator or any other thing around you or person around you that may have experience. And sometimes that gets a bit difficult. Sometimes instead of having confidence, we end up just having a big ego. But the other thing that we often do to ourselves that I want to talk about is we often forgive ourselves too quickly because we have to live with ourselves. Only you can live with you. And so sometimes our way of dealing with ourselves is to forgive ourselves for our mistakes very quickly, even when we don't, find it easy to forgive others for their mistakes. And I want to challenge you to be courageous enough to be unforgiving to yourself. And the reason for this is not because I think that you should put too much stress on yourself all the time, or that you should be too hard on yourself all the time. But most people are not hard enough on themselves. You look around, you see people, they're obese. You look around, you see people, they were going to get that degree, but they didn't do it. They were going to do this thing, but they didn't do it. They find it hard to stand up for what they want from potential mates because they're not hard enough on themselves to set a standard that is high enough for themselves to reach for it. But you know what? Meanwhile, while you staying there waiting for a man to marry you that might not do it, other people are getting married. Meanwhile, while you have that last 20 pounds you said you wanted to lose, but you're just eating junk and not losing it, other people are losing their last 20 pounds. Well, in the world, no matter what, there is always positive and there's always progress. And sometimes we forget that just because it's not in our immediate circle, or in our immediate life. And I think the key is, number one, to surround yourself with positive, hardworking, unforgiving people. And you get what I mean this time. I'm not talking about forgiveness of things that you cannot change. I'm talking about forgiveness of yourself before you've done what you're supposed to do. This blog is a lot to do with self-love because I believe in self-love. If you really love yourself, you got to push yourself to that next level. If you're uncomfortable with something about yourself, you got to push yourself to be a little bit more comfortable. And this thing is not for people. This thing is for you. I mean, people, we get caught up and we want to go out, we want to dress up, we want to look good so people can see us. But we need to be comfortable in our own skin when no one else is around. And we need to be able to rest easy when no one else is there to know what we have done. And that's why I'm going to challenge you, as I said, to be a little bit more unforgiving of yourself than you might usually be. Push yourself a little bit. We're not saying here don't relax or don't take time off. But life seems to be all a party for most of us, and the only thing we know how to do is plan a vacation or take time off. And I'm not talking about time off of things like work really here, because oftentimes we are forced to work because we are forced to need income. But I'm talking about the things you have control over. If you did not have to work to get money, would you work? I hope you would. Maybe not on something that you don't like, but on something that you like, you know? We have to get past this idea of being so forgiving to ourselves, you know, of being so easy on ourselves, of relaxing so much, and work on who we want to be and build our personalities and become the change that we want to see and do the things that we need to do even when they're difficult. You're raising a child and you want the child to do what they're supposed to do because you love them. So how can you claim you love yourself and you're not forcing yourself to do the things you're supposed to do? And when you do fall short, rather than looking at yourself and saying, yo, Selena, you mess up, why you do that? Next time we going hard, and really being motivational and making yourself push harder, go further, go faster, do more. No, you about to place saying, well, these things happen, and you back there at square one lounging pretty as if square one is someplace to be. Ease off a level one. There is much higher levels to go. Continue to be that queen, continue to be that king in the hard times. Don't worry about the times when things are all easy for you and everything's working out. Focus on the times when things are difficult. You cannot prove your fiber when everybody likes you. You cannot prove your fiber when no one is talking your name and when everything is going great for you. Trust me, I know. You can only prove your worth to yourself, who matters the most, and to God, I should say, who matters the most, by going through the fire. It is no point that you never go through anything. So if you're facing a hard time right now, and whatever problems you have, because we all have problems, I want you to remember, you know, this problem is a test and it will make you stronger if you let it, if you choose to learn from it. So that's my point about being courageous. The other thing I wanted to say was, people have this idea whenever somebody that they don't know says something and it sounds conscious, they always take to it. You know, I say all the time, I'm results oriented. Remember to be results oriented, because someone will come and watch this blog and say, oh, this Rebel Glam here talking shite again, blah 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 blah. You know, somebody who probably knows me and doesn't like me or whatever, and you know, they will have all of their talk for this blog. But look at their life and look at their results. You understand? Everything that I have, everything I've worked for, and I will continue to work to get the things that I think are important for me, for the ones I love. I think you should do the same. Don't worry about talk, because people talk all the time. It is the action that counts. Some of these Instagram quotes are really good, and before they existed, people were saying these things. Take them to heart. Don't just look at them and click like and move on. Take them to heart. Be unforgiving to yourself. Be hard on yourself. Don't fool Mr. X just because you're horny right now, if you know that Mr. X ain't got none of the things you're looking for in a partner, and then want to tell Mr. X don't judge you, or he needs to love you, or is he interested in getting married, when you know Mr. X ain't interested in nothing but being Mr. X. Okay? Don't put yourself in a position where you're going back eating all the junk and doing all the things you said you were gonna start fresh. 2014 you said that, 2013 you said that, 2012 you did that. Frig a year. Start now. Challenge yourself. Be a little bit more unforgiving when you make a mistake, so that you can stop doing it. Because you know what? You let someone do something to you all the time, they're gonna continue to do it. You keep doing crap to yourself all the time and forgiving yourself, you're going to continue to do it. It is at the point where you stop forgiving the crap, the point where you stand up and say, I have had enough. I have had enough of me taking crap from people because I'm afraid to sound my voice. I have had enough of dealing with this situation from my cousin, my sister, my aunt, the neighbor, whoever, because they don't want to stand up and be responsible for their own problems. I have had enough of this back chat from this child. I am going to show them who the parent is. I have had enough horns. I have had enough stress. I have had enough pain for weave. Whatever it is that you are afraid of, stop being so forgiving to yourself and challenge yourself, because I am telling you, you are great. We were made in God's image and we are able to do so much. And even if you do not believe that, there is evidence for you to see that the human being is a wonderful being when they have trained their mind and gained the mental fortitude to do instead of just to say. And there's a whole bunch of people walking around who will tell you how to do everything, how to eat, how to love, how to live, how to food, how to sleep. Anything they have all the answers for, but when you look in their life, happiness is hard to find sometimes. Friendship is hard to find sometimes. True love is hard to find sometimes, because half of them people that telling you all the things want you to do well but not better than them. Don't worry about what other people doing. Don't focus on other things. Focus on you and make sure that you set your standard, and don't forgive yourself till you reach it, because Olympians exist. Because men lift times and times their weight. People do the impossible every day, all the time. But if they were to forgive themselves and say, man, I can't, but it's okay, I still love myself, they would not be anywhere. And I'm not telling you not to love yourself, because you know my message is no matter what, love yourself. But do not show yourself that fake kind of love, which is just an adoration because you're connected to something. Show yourself the real love. That means that if it is tough, you have to take it because it is for your betterment. We all have to die, but it is how we live that counts. Trust I love you. God bless.